Day by Day Bible.
Stop the recording and start a new one.
It's only 8 seconds. I just started it.
Okay, good.
I'm glad you're reading it with me, Brother Timothy.
Finally. Okay, a shepherd and his sheep, July 31st. Say fall night. I am the gate for the sheep, Jesus said. John 10:7. We read it, didn't we? I
John,
remember this picture.
where was the bookmark?
It was here.
Well, let's read it anyway, and then we'll find out if we read it or not.
Because I remember this picture.
I don't remember the story. Well, start it.
How did many of the young men in Jerusalem have to do? They had to be taken away and live on the other side.
They were captives.
Yeah, we had to read.
Yeah, we read that one then.
August 2, Daniel and his friends. No, thank you. Daniel decided not to eat the king's food and wine. Daniel 1:8. When you go tell someone else's house, do your mom and dad tell you to be polite and eat the food? They probably do, but Daniel had a good reason for not eating. He and some other young men had been taken to Babylon. The people there worshipped fake gods. And the food on the table had been offered to those gods. Daniel and his friends would be disobeying God if they ate the food. Why was it okay for Daniel not to eat the king's food?
If they ate the food, they would be disobeying their own God. Right?
Dear God, teach me to obey you even while I'm eating. In Jesus' name, amen. Daniel and his friends, August 3rd. More vegetables, please.
Wait, it's my turn, man.
No, I want to read these two, then you read the next one. Daniel said to the guard, don't give us anything but vegetables to eat and water to drink. Oh, yeah, thank you.
He almost fell.
Daniel 1:12. Daniel wanted to please God and not eat the king's food. So Daniel talked to the guard who was feeding him and his friends. He asked for vegetables and water for 10 days. Then the guard was to see whether Daniel and his friends were healthier than those who ate the king's food. Sure enough, Daniel and his friends were the healthiest young men. What made Daniel and his friends so healthy?
Water and food that was vegetable type food.
Dear God, thank you for knowing what's best for me.
All right. We'll read these two tomorrow. But the question I have for you is, which is better, juices that you buy at the store or water that you have here?
Well, for taste, juices.
Right, but you remember that what I'm getting at is that they come with too much sugar.
No, they don't. Some of them don't.
Do you buy the ones that don't come with sugar?
I don't know. I haven't checked yet. Well, I gotta take a shower now.
All right. Drink more water and less sugar. You gotta take care of yourself, all right? My grandpa, my grandma, my mother, my father, they were all diabetics. So that's why my wife would keep on buying these juices, and I used to fill them up with water. I stopped doing that once I got Baker active. Another thing I used to do is empty out the Coca-Cola, the soda bottles, the 2 liters. I used to empty them out on the sink. I stopped doing that. I used to do it for a couple of reasons. Number one, why buy sugar water? It's not healthy for you. Number two, there's money enough for sugar water, or sodas, but there's not enough money for buying a soy milk machine. A machine that helps you make soy milk. Number three, I asked one boss that was kind, what did he do with the money? he told me he stopped smoking cigarettes. And I said, well, what did you do with the money once you saved? And he said, I bought this gas station. You see, cigarettes, I think they're $6 a pack. And they're not good for you, in my opinion. They taste terrible. My grandma used to smoke. My grandpa used to smoke. My mother used to smoke. Other relatives too. And the way I look at it, if you smoke, you also do drugs. The hard kind, like marijuana or other type of drugs. Because to me, cigarettes are a drug. But I also believe, instantly, what is it? I'm not supposed to think bad things about people. But if I see them smoking, I think that they are more ignorant, because now you have videos that they show a bad lung and a good lung, a non-smoker and a smoker. So that's just my opinion on smoking. Oh, the reason I don't like it is because if I don't smoke, why should I breathe in the air of people that do smoke? All right. These kittens like me. Thank you, Brother Timothy. Oh, I was going to tell you something about Brother Timothy here. He has a black paw. Let me see your paw for a second. Let me see here. Let me flip you around there. There you go, you see? Or let me get this one. You see how it's black right here? Now I gotta find another kitten. Some of them have black paws and some of them have pink paws. I just learned that this year. My wife told me. I'm 41 years old. I never knew that. And this one here, Butterfly, she has a black paw and a pink paw in the same. Like, well, she's taking a nap now, so. In another video, I'll probably get her and show you. You can, you will, you must. I love you, my friend. I choose to love people, even if they smoke. One day, they will probably realize that it was bad for them. My grandpa had what I believe was chemotherapy in the throat, and he used to say, water tastes terrible, ugh, after his treatments. Again, I used to go with my grandpa to the doctor, but he wouldn't tell me he was going for chemo. He wouldn't say a single word. He would just get in the car I used to drive. And then we drive 5 minutes, then he said, I forgot my hat. And we turned the car around, went all the way upstairs in the elevator, and then we left again to go to the doctor's. He was upset that one time that the doctor gave him an appointment for December 15th or something like that, or December 20th, 19th, 18th. And he signed in. An hour later, the receptionist tells him that the doctor's not going to come in that day. And he said, you've had me here for a whole hour. You could have told me. So he said, I'm never coming back. I think he died after that. Or maybe a few years later he died. Because respect It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, you should be respectful. If you're a doctor, you're rich, but you should be respectful with people also. I do love my grandpa because even though I say that he was like a narcissist, a selfish person, he would say things like, eventually started talking to me. He would say, "Why should I look at that woman over there? Let her look at me." However, the Jehovah's Witnesses say the same thing in a different way. They say, don't look at a woman with desire to have sex with her, which is a very difficult thing to do once you... Well, it depends if it's difficult. Hi, Snowball. Hi, Volcano. Volcano Fluffy. Read about Job. The Jehovah's Witnesses told me that he would not look at a maiden with a desire for sex. Something like that. Something like what Jesus talked about, committing adultery in your heart. Okay, see you in the next video.